The eye of the Queen? How dare you accuse my son of treason? The Queen's eye? How dare he not identify himself when he first arrived? And how dare he accuse my foolish son of something as serious as treason? The Queen shall hear of this, mark my words. Ceaselode? Plus all this nonsense about Altma's superiority, and now murder? I am the Canon Reeve of Relenthil. I took an oath to serve and protect my community. How in the Queen's name am I supposed to reconcile my son's actions? Oh, Nadoril, what have you done? Please, you must talk to the Queen's eye. He needs to show mercy. I'm sure we can find a way to resolve this without... Oh, here comes Nadoril now.
I have a lot to answer for? The court of Bedlam is going to turn me into a god!
Foolishness can be ignored. Murder and treason, not so much.
You and your queen have no authority over a true Altma, you mangy cat.
This one cannot allow your crimes to stand unanswered.
Nadoril! No! No! I understand. Relenthil is loyal to the Queen.
Sometimes the eye sees treason and must cut it out before it spreads. This one is sorry you had to witness that. Blasphemy, treason, murder. How many crimes must one commit to attract the attention of the executioner's blade? Raz decided that a message had to be sent. Enemies of the Queen will not be tolerated. Treason and the Queen's justice are serious business. Raz has been forced into this role on rare occasions, but he never seeks it out or looks forward to wielding the blade. A necessary part of my job, yes. No. Raz will see to the Canon Reeve and send word to the Queen before looking deeper into the Court of Bedlam. You should return to Arteum and let the Sijiks know what we learned. I tell you, Five Claw, this whole situation makes Raz want to hiss.
one could he possibly... You there. You're new to Elenthiel, aren't you? You certainly look like an outsider. I regret the necessity, but I must beg your aid. My brother is about to make a terrible mistake and join an appalling organization. Worse, an acting troupe. The House of Reveries may be famous across Somerset, but my brother is one of the most gifted academics of our generation. For him to waste his talents performing for rich nobles is just irresponsible. I fear he's already signed up, and that's why I require you as an ally. I'll need you to infiltrate the acting troupe. Laredale, my brother, knows my face, but he does not know yours. You must find him for me so I can talk him out of this. Auriel himself would smile on your kindness. Now, we haven't a moment to waste. The House of Reveries is hosting auditions this very moment. You must present yourself to Alchemy, the audition master, and impress her with your performance. Well, they don't take just anyone. Only the most talented performers even get an audition, but don't worry, I've already devised a solution. I've enchanted a set of knives that will allow you to juggle with perfect rhythm. They would impress anyone. Oh, it's quite simple, really. Toss one in the air and relax your mind. Your hands will do the rest. I've used them a number of times and never cut myself, and I'm about as coordinated as a drunken mud crab. I'm certain you'll impress a sponsor. Laredale and I have studied magic all of our lives, and have found few who match our skills. I knew it only a matter of time before a great opportunity came along, but even I was shocked when we were invited to join the Sapiarchs. Yes, a rather rare and momentous occasion. You're currently looking at the new assistant to the Sapiarch of Artifice. Not a position to be taken lightly. But how does Laredale react to such incredible news? He runs away to join the theater. I have no idea. He just left a letter saying not to look for him. I suspect it's just nerves. I can't imagine leaving my brother behind to rot here in Relenthiel. I need to find him and help him see reason. At first I tried to search for him myself, but Laredale is an even more powerful mage than I. He was able to obstruct any spell I cast to find him. I was able to track him here using more mundane means, but it set me back a month. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what is going through his head right now. For him to even consider wasting his talent on entertaining nobles with parlor tricks, why, it's simply unthinkable. What, and let this madness continue? No, Laredale is both a mage and researcher of extraordinary talents. He would be of great benefit to Somerset, perhaps even all of Tamriel. I just need to speak with him and I'm sure I'll convince him to leave. From what I understand, it starts with impressing a sponsor. A senior member of the House of Reveries selects applicants who they believe have demonstrated talent. They then train that applicant for a final audition in front of the Grand Maestro. It determines if you'll be accepted into the troupe or not. Not that you truly need to worry about that. As long as you acquire Alchemy as your sponsor and are allowed access to other hopefuls, you should be able to find out where Laredale is. In this case, Alchemy is a mer, not a practice. She's a member of the troupe and sponsor to the current potentials. They all have silly names like that. Banter, serenade, clever. Just another complication in our ever-eventful search.
Wherever could that blasted mercenary be? Rugged individual, obviously well-traveled. Yes, you should do quite nicely. Are you available for hire? I need an escort for an expedition. I expect we'll encounter some danger along the way, but... Put simply, I found records of an ancient temple, somewhere in this very forest. I've come to study what secrets it may hold. I will warn you, Ebon Stadmont can be tricky to navigate. You'll have to keep a lookout. Travelers become lost, sometimes for days. From what I heard, the forest appears to shift as you move through it. We'll need to keep close together. So, want to help me unlock an ancient mystery? Thank you for accepting my offer. I'm quite excited to be heading my own expedition. Usually I work under Tellinger, the artificer, but sometimes he's a bit much. It's nice to finally be able to break free from being his assistant. Oh no, of course not. The Mages Guild still requires me to accompany him on his expeditions. I've just taken a short sabbatical, is all. As soon as I finish my research here, I'm sure I'll be off on more hair-raising adventures. Well, being Tellinger's assistant is informative in many ways, but I think now's the time to prove to the Mages Guild, and to myself, that I can strike out on my own. Ebon Stadmont just happened to catch my interest. The ruins within Ebon Stadmont are ancient, perhaps even built in the Merethic era. They contain inscriptions of a mysterious language, which only a few have begun to translate. I believe these inscriptions can help lead us to the inner temple. It's old, even for a High Elf's perspective. I found translations of only a few phrases, and even those are sparse. An interesting topic for a linguist, perhaps, but for me it's only the means to an end. The temple is all I wish to investigate. As I said before, this forest is tricky to navigate. The pathways twist and shift as you walk through it. That's why the temple hasn't been explored previously. Following these inscriptions should lead us to the temple. Not much. Even though one can see the temple through the trees, the forest has made all research near impossible. It most likely was a place of worship, now abandoned. For some reason, the worshippers wished for the temple to remain inaccessible. The nature of this forest doesn't allow travelers to simply walk to the temple we seek. Someone must have used magic to accomplish this, in order to keep outsiders from entering. Luckily, the inscriptions here should guide us. Oh no, of course not. The Mages Guild still requires me to accompany him on his expedition. Well, being Tellinger's assistant is informative. A rather enthusiastic and oftentimes impulsive artificer of the Mages Guild. He's generally away on expedition trying to find some artifact or another, and usually I'm there putting my neck on the line when things go wrong. We're looking for inscriptions. Alert me once you see any gibberish carved into stone. Yes, this is exactly what we're looking for. Why, it's almost as if I can hear the words. Sel Ra Ang Yond. Eastern Temple? Daedra? I don't have time for distractions. Could you hold them up while I finish translating? temple is further up. Quick, follow me. Seems the rumors are true. Ebon Stadmont truly does twist around you. Perhaps another inscription will help guide us. Aha! Now let's see. That voice again. Para Egne. Past pathway? Daedra again? We don't have time for this. Should be just ahead.
Bonisto, the past revealed.
Up the stairs. Take care of that thing before it takes care of us. Stars. I think he's coming too.
Am I an Aetherius? You don't look like my ancestors. Are you gods? We of the House of Reveries have no names, only masks. But you can call me Fletch, because I specialize in the art of the bow, see? Oh, my aching head. How did I end up here? I don't remember a thing. Eben Stadmont. I'm sorry, but I just don't remember. I must have come here with my traveling troupe, though. I wouldn't have left Relanthiel without them. Someone must have ambushed me. A ferocious someone, given my state. Daedra? Mara's elbow, that doesn't sound good. Could you help me find my troop leader, Maestro Forte? I need to warn him. He should be somewhere nearby, I think.
Forte! Is that you?
Fletch, what's happened? The whole troop is looking for you.
Grand Maestro Forte? Why, I had no idea you were in Eben Stadmont.
Grand? Oh no, I'm simply Maestro Forte. Hardly worthy of the title Grand yet. It appears you've saved Fletch from the brink of death. It brings to mind the story of Temerian, who of course was saved by the Nereids of... Ah, but now is not the time for such tales. Tell me, what has happened? Daedra? I had no idea. Our watch did report some strange creatures prowling about at night, but I've heard of no other attacks. Something must be attracting them here. Did you just come from the temple? The only thing of note I discovered within the temple is a glowing stone in its main chamber. I've yet to translate the stone's inscription, but it may be attracting Daedra to it. I found a similar stone nearby. Can you help me investigate?
Excellent. Why don't you and your companion head to the stone? Just follow the path north. I'll escort Fletch to our camp and make sure he's seen to. We'll meet back here afterward and share our findings.
I know this is strange, but let's get to this stone. Perhaps it can answer some questions. The House of Reveries in Ebon Stadmont? Why wouldn't I have heard about that?
Lenka, fall away. Future's door.
Did you hear it too? That woman's voice. At first I thought I was imagining it. Future's... A House of Reveries expedition I've never heard of. Grand Maestro Forte rebuffing his proper title. And the temple room where we found Fletch? It looked the same as the room we first entered, but there wasn't a cobweb or broken pew in sight. It means we ventured somewhere we never should have gone. The past. I know it seems far-fetched, but remember that stone we first activated? I thought the inscription referenced an event, but the past was a destination, not an occurrence. That's my theory, and I'd rather not explore further to find out. Affecting the past has far-reaching consequences. It makes me wonder what trouble we've already caused. But this stone's inscription indicates it should send us back to the present. I can't be sure in all honesty, but we have to try. Otherwise we'll be stuck in the past. This stone should lead us back to our natural time. All you need to do is keep that destination clearly in your mind. I'll follow right behind you. It is quite intriguing. Grand Maestro Forte is the head of Somerset's greatest acting troupe, the House of Reveries. But I've also heard tell that he's a great academic as well, though perhaps I'm more familiar with his work than I thought. The research I've been using to help translate the language here came from an expedition that occurred around this time. Perhaps Maestro Forte wrote the very notes that led me here. I'll ask him, but I'd rather not affect the past more than we have. Well, Fletch was very close to death, and I recall seeing bones in our present time, right where I found him injured. Most likely he was supposed to die. I'm almost glad I was so ignorant when I healed him. I don't know what I would have done. As I said earlier, changing the past has far-reaching consequences. For all I know, healing Fletch could have dire consequences to our present. I would have had to weigh his life against the potential impact of that change. Quite a somber thought. I've been hearing this voice since I first started translating these inscriptions. It must be some sort of magic, connected to the inscriptions. Perhaps connected to the language itself, come to think of it. Oh, it is rather odd for a mysterious language to speak to anyone who reads it. The misdirecting nature of Ebon Stadmont must have kept researchers from studying these inscriptions, that's all. Not to mention the local wildlife. I'm not sure what to tell you. I do know that we have to return to our time, and quickly. This mysterious voice, whatever its motivation, is the only thing helping us do that. We have little choice but to follow it now.
It's you. Years and years, and I never could find you. And here you are, back where it all began. Looking as if you haven't aged a day. My friend, what happened to you? So the stone did send you to the future after all. I had feared the worst. That day I tried to follow after you and return to our original time, but the stone's magic faded and the doorway closed. Try as I might, I couldn't get it open. I was trapped within Ebon Stadmont. For decades, I'd been studying this language and desperately searching for a way out. But my path would always lead me back here. But I did it. I finally found a way to go back, to stop this all from happening. I must stop myself from ever going back in time. I've been wasting my life within this cursed forest. The Southern Stone. That's the key to... Wait, what's that? Is that Fletch? Fletch! Ah!
I'm sorry, dear, but your role has been cut.
The temple. You must go back. Go through the temple. The Southern Stone. Bane away Tendel. Those are the words. Stop this from happening. Take my diary. It will prove everything.
Time for the grand finale of our little production. And thus the play continues. I'll see you soon.
Such an effort to escape me. I suppose I have what I need.
Well, I suppose it's curtain call. You finally figured it out. Well, and Derwin figured it out, didn't she? But hey, you put all the legwork in. And here you are, just in time to stop our leading lady from ever performing her starring role. Ah, but did you kill me? Truly? Not even an accomplished healer could bring me back? And yes, I did take part in Derwin's final scene, or rather, I will. All a matter of perspective there, you see. But she shouldn't have tried to cut the act short. And Derwin was the leading lady of our production. It was up to her to uncover the mysteries of Ebon Stadmont, to find the true potential of its hidden power. But she found a way to escape, and in her last breath told you the way back to the start. Sadly, yes. And so my part must end as well. I put on quite the performance, though, don't you think? The poor, confused soul, the dastardly villain, the mysterious sage. But I think you have a task to do, don't you? A dying wish to fulfill? Yes, our heroine should be just outside, if I remember correctly. After so many times around, though, I tend to lose track. Well, no need to get into all of that. I told you the very first time we met. I'm Fletch. I used to be a mere actor, but now I serve a greater force. I've served her for quite a while now, helping to find the true power of Eben Stadmont. With Andelwyn's help, of course. What did Andelwyn call her? Ah, the Spirit of the Sanctum. An appropriate title as any. She rules over this forest. I think she always has, though I'm not quite sure. She needed the power here, you see. Eben Stadmont was integral to her plans. Don't bother asking me. Mostly because I have no idea. I would have died had the spirit not saved me. And it wasn't too bad. A supporting role at best. I'd make sure the loop continued, make sure Andelwyn kept researching again and again. Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I barely understand, and I've lived through it. And it's done now, in any case. You made sure of that. But I think the spirit learned enough. It will have to do. The language here, of course. You see, it's all rather tricky. Only mortals are able to use the language. That's what allowed you to travel through time after all. And Andelwyn was the perfect candidate to uncover its secrets. Yes, all our heroine needed was the proper motivation. Andelwyn was trapped within the forest, unable to get out. Then she would hear a whisper. Guiding, always guiding, and as Andelwyn used the language, my mistress would be watching.
How did you get inside without me seeing you? We finally made it to the temple. Oh, I just can't wait to see what secrets are inside. The temple is a trap? What do you mean? A book? Why, this is my handwriting. I've been trapped within this forest for decades now. Trapped within the past. My face is filled with wrinkles. My heart darkened with regrets. My life was stolen from me. Something trying to... My goodness, this is all so hard to wrap my head around. Yes, I agree. You've gone above and beyond protecting me during this expedition. Though the details seem a bit complicated, to think I would have been trapped here, I'd say our contract is concluded. Thank you for all you've done. I suppose I did succeed in this expedition. The notes you've given me are written by my hand after all. Though, of course, that me won't exist now since you've stopped me and I'm going to stop now. Before my head hurts. I'm sure these notes will give me more details. The best thing to do now is share our findings with the Mages Guild. Let them know how dangerous this forest truly is. As for me, I'll join back up with Tellinger. You know, it may be silly, but I suppose I came here to step out of his shadow. If I could be the one to crack Eben Stadmont, well, perhaps that would be enough. And then I was trapped in the past to serve a mysterious being. Or I would have been. Tellinger is the one who makes brash decisions and puts us all in danger, and I'm the one who helps fix it. Yet as soon as I lead, I find myself in the same position as him. For now, I'd rather clean up his messes rather than make my own.
might these magic trinkets do?
I leave it to you to discover.
Let's see, if I add this to this, then... Oh, sorry! The impresario can speak with you now. Go on. Why, it's the Festival of New Life. Haven't you kept track of the seasons? Though now I miss spending this time of year with my dear old mother. Arche rest her soul. A Nord cleric in Eastmarch named Breda runs most of the festivities for the New Life Festival. You can find her tent outside the gates of Windhelm, just down the road a little ways.
You're here for the New Life Festival? I'm happy to serve as a herald. I can tell you all you need to know. It marks a fresh start to the new year for all who walk beneath the sun. Everyone in Tamriel celebrates. Well, perhaps not the Maurimer, but everyone else. You should try it for yourself and see. The New Life Festival was once a celebration of Magnus, the sun god. I have a book. You're welcome to read about the history if you care to. But I'd rather tell you about the celebrations. Very few involve a chance of paper cuts. Of course, they're different all over. I've taken part in cliff jumping, anchor tossing, and even drunken at chatter racing. Though Orsinium had to cancel that one. Simply ask, and I'll send you to the best celebrations in Tamriel. It warms my heart to share the New Life Festival. The drink? It warms my belly. Khajiit of Walka honor their trickster god Rajin with the trial of five-clawed guile. Travel to Reaper's March and speak with Dumira. She'll help you celebrate the new life with the slightest of hand.
Solemn old life to you, traveler.
Well met, traveler. Are you interested in participating in the Old Life Remembrance Ceremony? I sense some heaviness in your heart. Old Life is an imperial tradition. At year's end, we write messages of remembrance for our dead loved ones, in hopes that our words will reach them in Aetherius. The ceremony itself is quite beautiful. You must light a candle at the shrine dedicated to the Old Life, and write a short message to one who has passed on. Most shrines have parchment available. Then, you simply pass your message over the flame. Wonderful! It really is a lovely way to reflect on the year itself, and remember those who have passed on. Often, I find that writing the message itself makes me feel at peace, even before sending it on. That's entirely up to you, my friend. Most often, we think of the messages as a way to reflect on the past year, or to put something down in words that we never got to say to our loved ones. Maybe something we wish we could say to them now. Some say, on rare occasions, a response returns from Aetherius. It's not guaranteed, of course. I know of a shrine along an old pilgrimage route. I'll mark it on your map. You can perform the ceremony there. Fortune upon your travels. I hope you receive what you need from the Old Life ceremony, whether it be joy or closure, or something in between. Before you leave, may I ask a favor of you, purely at your own convenience? Would you take the messages of some Imperial City refugees with you? I've amassed quite a few, hoping I'd cross paths with an Old Life shrine at some point. All you have to do is put them in the flame when you perform the ceremony.
I won't promise comfortable accommodations. The manifest is full, but I'll find room. Let's go.
walk with the three.
I can fit you. We even have a spare hammock.
Let's go.
That's the arcane aspect of magic. The hidden elements we draw upon.
Your mind works in amusing ways, Daniel. Perhaps more research is needed.
Does no one care?
This is unbearable. Must I suffer so? Why go on?
Can I beg a moment of your time? I hope you'll forgive me for just accosting you out there like this, but my master sent me to find you. Something terrible has happened, and she says we need your help. It's the Worm Cult. There are rumors that they've stolen Ysgramor's axe, Wuthrad. My master says it has powers that we cannot understand, and that the worms are working some kind of dark magic with it. Some even say that Wuthrad's been shattered. Well, if Wuthrad was really shattered, we need to search for the shards, but we also need to find a way to stop the worms. My master is Alfried. She wants you to seek her out at Honric Tower to the west. The worm cult's leader is near there.
They're all gone. Help!
Listen to me, please. They've all been taken. Adelsar, worm cultists. Captain Vivica led our patrol against their camp, but they ambushed us. We tried to fight our way out. I'm the only one who escaped. The others are either dead or down in the valley behind me. The leader seemed to be this tall woman in robes. They called her Gulwig, or something like that. I'm not going back there. But you look like you could take her. My friends are in cages in the worm cult camp. Will you rescue them? One of the cultists must have the key. What haven't they been doing? Kidnapping, murder, necromancy, you name it, they've done it. Captain Vivica hoped to stop them, but we failed.
should have been back by now. Captain Arcanist said they'd meet us here after an evening of prayer, right?
Ah, you've returned. Did you find the shrine and take part in the ceremony? Then may your message reach Aetherius, traveler. I'm glad to have been a part of your celebration of the old life. Take this. It's my gift to you, in the spirit of the tradition. Something special, so you can remember this old life day. I hope you will celebrate again when the time comes, and that you share this tradition with any you think could benefit from it. The old life ceremony is deeply personal, but those who participate feel a sense of connection, as I'm sure you felt. No, don't say anything more. That message, and any response, that is for you alone. Treasure it, and keep it in your heart. That is where it will do the most good. Incredibly so. Those lucky few who receive a response from Aetherius often keep it a secret. They do describe it as a life-changing experience, though. I choose to believe those who receive responses were in need of a sign, for whatever reason.
They should have been back by now. Captain Arcanist said they'd meet us here after an evening of prayer, right?
That's what she said, but I don't see them. Maybe what the traveling merchant said is true.
You here for crafting certification? Don't worry, there's no cost involved. Your alliance covers all my fees. Once you're certified, they'll let you fulfill the crafting writs. Everyone wins. They're daily requests for crafted goods, but they're only available to certified crafters. If you can show me you know your craft, I'll get you certified. I can train and certify blacksmiths, clothiers, and woodworkers. If that sounds like something you'd want, we can get started. Of course. What do you want to know? Anything with metal in it, and I don't mean horseshoes and calipers. The crafting writs are for weapons and heavy armor, so that's what I teach. Bows, shields, and magical staves. Staffs? No, it's staves. I always forget how to say that. Cloth and leather goods. The crafting writs want pieces of light cloth armor or medium leather armor, so that's what I certify. Have you spoken with Danel Teleno? He handles certification and training for provisioning, enchanting, and alchemy. He's a bit stuffy, but he knows what he's doing.
At times I wonder if I should have remained a chef, rather than join the Mages Guild. Perhaps I'd have served the Emperor. Served. A jest, you see? But I have no regrets. Mastery of 3 crafts is its own reward. Certainly. Please specify. Food and drink. Anything that warms the belly, reinvigorating body and mind. If you choose to learn this art, I will impart the culinary knowledge I acquired over the course of decades. Potions of all kinds, the subtle art of mixing reagents can produce rather unsubtle effects. Glyphs to empower weapons, armor, and jewelry with magical properties. I can teach you how to wreath your axe with flames, or give cloth robes the strength of iron. Good. We should begin while things are busy for neither of us. There is much more I can teach you. What else do you hope to learn from me? Enchanters harness the possibility of runes, transforming them into the certainty of glyphs. I'll teach you, but I can only focus on one certification at a time. Is this agreeable? Potency, essence, and aspect. All beneath the stars bear these component concepts. When combined, they form glyphs, which add enchantments to items. First, you'll find these component runes. Then I will have you create a glyph. Absolutely, for such is the essence of enchanting. Runes of potency, essence, and aspect are the fundamental components of glyphs. Collect one of each variety before you return. I know of a cache outside this town. It is a rare exception for runes to be clustered so close together, so thank whatever gods you worship. Should the runes be absent, you must search further afield. There are many places one can find runes, but the ancient ruins of Tamriel are where I look first. Outside, primarily. They tend to gutter out if kept away from starlight.
I can train and certify you as a blacksmith, a clothier, or a woodworker. Which would you like to start with first?
Welcome to the hall. What can I do for you? Stars above, yes. Welcome to the Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up. We have a new guild master and a new singular purpose. You look like just the kind of candidate we want for new comrades in arms. Right. Our new guild master is an Argonian, sees all colors. She has us all hunting down the Daedra and their damned anchors. You might have seen them. Enormous chains. Plagues of Daedra boil out to lay waste to the countryside. Hard fights. Guildmaster Jofnir passed away recently, very suddenly. I always thought he'd die with a blade in his hand. But he passed away in his sleep, called to Sovngarde by his ancestors. We all miss him, but Colors has proven to be a very able leader. Ha! There's a good question. We train our members in special techniques, and the higher-ups are always looking for motivated members to help with special projects. You never know, you might be the next Jofnir. No, we only draw blades in service to the Guild. We're technically neutral in the war between the three alliances. We love the Eagle Banner and Her Majesty, of course, but every race, every creed belongs under the Guild Hall's roof.
Heed me, brothers and sisters. You look at one another and suspect nothing. But in any heart can lurk the taint of Daedric worship. Especially now. See who crawls onto our shores. The bastard children of Malakath. The tainted Velothi. Even now the taint of Daedra whoops across our island uncontested.
Always good to speak with another knowledge seeker. Guildmaster Vanus will be pleased. We're book hunters of a sort. We seek out new information, capture it in our libraries, and make copies for distribution across Tamriel. The Guild doesn't care about battlefields or boundaries, just knowledge and the acquisition of new tomes. We provide training in unique spells and abilities only available to members. And from time to time, projects crop up for those with an adventuresome spirit. You may end up working with the Guildmaster himself. We are neutral in the war between the three alliances. When we're on guild business, we kneel to no king or queen. That's why you'll see members of every race in our halls. Vanus Galerian, one of the founding members of this august body, still holds the proud title of Guildmaster, overseeing every guild hall in Tamriel. He works with other ranking members, such as Tellinger, the Artificer, to ensure our future success. Excellent. You are now a student of the Mages Guild. Every book you find will now earn you reputation in the Guild.
high elf saplings causing trouble and harassing honest merchants just because we're different from them. I have a mind to turn the lot of them into torchbugs. But you didn't come all this way to hear an old lizard complain. How can I help you?
Over here, Initiate. Greetings. I have a message for you from Velast, Mistress of Incunabula. Indeed. She has a task for you. You'll want to speak with her as soon as you can. Velast awaits you at the Guild Hall in Volkelgard, along the southern coast of Auradon. Of course. What can I tell you? The Mistress of Incunabula for the Guild, the Keeper of Tomes. She's the Guild's most accomplished lore master, second only really to Guildmaster Vanus himself. I don't, but she usually tries to offer new guildmates a chance to prove themselves. As you might imagine, she's keenly interested in acquiring new books for the lore library. Maybe she's got a lead on a trove of tomes? Some duties of the Guild are perhaps banal, but compared to the College of Sapiarchs, I feel like I'm free to explore the most exciting research.
Hail!
Surprised to see an orc working in the High Elf capital?
I see something within you, a glistening jewel ready to be polished, a passion teeming with brilliance, though not yet realized. Tell me, do you wish to be certified in jewelry crafting? A certification will allow you to fulfill jewelry crafting rites. But first, you must demonstrate an understanding of the fundamentals. Create for me a simple ring. Yes, that task will be suitable to show me your craft. Let's get started, shall we? After all, good polish takes time. First, you must gather the required materials needed to create your ring. A true artisan starts from scratch, after all. Pewter dust, of course. It's an important component of jewelry crafting. You'll always want to have some on hand, should you wish to take up this most noble craft. There should be a suitable supply of pewter dust just beyond the periphery of town. If there is insufficient dust available there, then I'm afraid you must venture further into the wilds for your materials.
is it?
Once you recover 3 runes, one each of potency, essence, and aspect, we shall begin the enchanting process. You likely notice their distinctive flares of light. We begin at the enchanting table. There you will combine a rune of potency, essence, and aspect. This simple puzzle forms a glyph. Now go, piece them together. Each glyph is best suited for weapons, armor, or jewelry. Simply place the glyph upon an unenchanted item of that type, and the enchantment will take hold. A word of caution: once applied, they are permanent. Indeed you can. Bring the glyph to any enchanting station. There you can extract it to recover some runes that went into its creation. To note, extracting another enchanter's glyphs can teach you far more than extracting your own runes.
Quality and variety. Come see for yourself.
Jora de Kepata. Rade Denis Jejota. Rade Magdari Jejota.
I can train and certify you as a blacksmith, a clothier, or a woodworker.
Welcome! You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in games of skill. Do you have? Of course. Now, we may have many games available. Which challenge would you like to know about? Team Deathmatch has always been popular. All that ceaseless bloodshed really gets the heart pumping. Just go into the field and attack as many players as possible. The more hits you get in, the more points your team scores. Anyone can claim a capture point, but it's a true test of skill to master domination. Seize and protect as many capture points as you can. The team with the most territory in the end wins. In this game, you must dominate your rivals, or be dominated. Ever the curious one, eh? Good. Knowledge can be key to a decisive victory. What other challenge would you care for me to explain? Capture the Relic is one of our simpler games. You must seize your enemy's relic and return it to your base, all while protecting your own relic as well. Teamwork is the key to victory in this game, as you'll need a strong defense and offense. Ah, one of my personal favorites. Unlike our other games where you must stand fast, Crazy King gets the blood really flowing. In this game, the capture point keeps moving. Keep your feet quick and your shields up. Difficult to win when you're dead. Chaos Ball sounds simple. You grab the ball and hold on to it for as long as you can. The longer you last, the more points you earn. It gets a bit more complicated when you're also running for your life, dodging swords and spells from the other team.
You would challenge me to a duel? How droll. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the Ultima code of dueling, do you? Learn the rules and challenge me properly. Then I'll teach you some manners.
Is a lesson you best.
I shall await your return here. Come speak with me when you have the required pewter dust. Excellent work. Even now I see a hint of the gem you shall surely become. Now that you have the necessary materials, it's finally time to craft. The first step is to refine your pewter dust into ounces. Now that you have the material, it's time to see your craft come into being. Oh, I positively cannot wait to see what you create. Now, go back to the jewelry crafting station and create your ring.
the only way to stop the plague.
Fine goods at fair prices.
The divine prosecution.
Listen round, I've a warning to sound about an overgrown.
Unlike other crafts, you will need no style materials for this task. Simply take your pewter ounces to a jewelry crafting station and create one. Well, do you have a ring to show me? Not yet. We have so far only spoken in terms of creation, but the act of deconstruction is also an essential skill of any artisan. Go to the jewelry crafting station and deconstruct your ring, or any other item of jewelry. Deconstruction allows you to recover some amount of materials from the piece of jewelry you select. It also exposes you to the methods and practices of your peers. Deconstruct an item built by another, and your skill will grow substantially. Simply put, it is the practice of taking a piece of equipment and breaking it down to its constituent parts. Doing so turns your art back not only into its base materials, but also into newfound knowledge.
So much consternation over the Queen's decree. Buying, selling. I've got what you need. Many of my countrymen believe the newcomers threaten our...
Your bearing is that of an awakened artisan. Have you deconstructed a piece of jewelry as I requested? Most certainly. I hereby ordain you officially certified in the art of jewelry crafting. You may begin fulfilling rites immediately. Here's a small reward to get you started in your journey. You are now free to accept jewelry crafting rites. Be advised that while the jewelry you create may be beautiful, you'll need to conduct further research if you wish to add the traits most adventurers seek. You can research any trait that a piece of jewelry already possesses. Sadly, the item will be destroyed, but such is progress. You can also enchant jewelry, though you'll have to seek another if you wish to learn more about that skill. You can learn traits which help with your health, stamina, or magicka. I suggest prioritizing traits you most need in your adventures, as the research process may take quite some time to complete. I have heard of many special jewelry stations located within certain parts of Tamriel. Jewelry pieces created at such stations will provide advantages when used in conjunction with specific armor and weapons.
Craft a glyph using a rune of potency, essence, and aspect. Return when you have forged it.
All the strange faces.
Jora Oko Ta.
You are now free to accept jewelry crafting writs.
Craft a glyph using a rune of potency. You should attach it to an item so you can see the enchantment's effects. You are now certified to fulfill enchanting writs. May you unravel the secrets of Nirn. Your command of the crafts is impressive, but not yet in totality. I am still capable of instructing you. A provisioner condenses the essence of ingredients into food or drink. A true artist balances palate with nutrition. I can share this noble profession, but I can only certify one craft at a time. Understood?
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify. A good woodworker sees the final product before cutting the first block of wood. But I can't teach two crafts at once. If you commit yourself to the training, I'll certify you. I want to know if you can craft a maple bow. First, go harvest some rough maple. You'll refine it into sanded maple at a woodworking station. Last, you'll take the sanded maple and turn it into a maple bow. Absolutely. Bows are challenging to craft. Show me you're up to the challenge and I'll happily certify you. But first, go get me a bundle of rough maple. There's a place nearby which should have what you need. Collect an armload and return here. If there's not enough, you'll need to search for more.
You would challenge me to a duel. How droll. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the ultimate code of dueling, do you? You would challenge me to a duel. How droll. You would challenge me to a duel. How droll. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the Ultima code of dueling, do you?
Look for rough maple in forested areas. You should avoid cutting a rough maple log with a wasp nest inside. It's rather unpleasant. So are the lotions you'll need for the stings. Craft a maple bow at a woodworking station. You'll need sanded maple, also a style material. Scavenge them yourself or buy a style material from a carpenter. Every race has a traditional material they work into their weapons and armor. For example, the Imperial style material is nickel. I should know. Every day in the Legion camps, I worked a pile of it. The High Elf style material is adamantite. See what you can do with that. You can learn how to craft with another race's style material by studying racial motif books. They're quite rare, mostly held by collectors, so watch for them in your travels. Craft a maple bow. Bring some sand. A good bow will get you far in life. Making good bows will get you farther. Excellent! Now we can talk about deconstruction. You grow as a woodworker when you disassemble your own creations, even more so with someone else's work. Head to a woodworking station and deconstruct your bow, or any other crafted wood. I've seen everything I need to see. You're a fine woodworker with a steady hand. Certainly. You're more than qualified to fulfill woodworking crafting writs. I'll certify you immediately. Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify you in something else.